英国女王伊丽莎白二世，她出生于2次世界大战的期间，她成长于世界大战的过程。那个时候，所有的色彩是黑白的，为什么只有黑白的影像？她热爱彩色，她后来在很多所有的公众场合，人们说她叫做 Rainbow 彩虹女王。只有如此吗？另外，她也发表了好几次重要的关于外交方面的一些谈话。谈话并不是干涉，而是一种态度跟一种价值。在新冠疫情的时候，他也发表了一篇演说，演说里头最后他使用了2次大战一首非常著名的军中情歌，这是 Vera Lynn 所演唱的 We Will Meet Again。 当时他希望所有的人遵守疫情的规定，尽量的隔离，家里头或者2个人或者5个人，但是我们最后会再相会 ，We will meet again。而现在，他和英国人正式的道别，让我们来回顾女王一生的风华。
My government will use the opportunity of a strengthening economy to deliver security for working people, to increase life chances for the most disadvantaged, and to strengthen national defenses.
作为国家元首，英国女王伊丽莎白二世每年都会出席国会开幕大典。她头戴皇冠，身披议会长袍，坐在王座上发表御座演讲，标志着新的一届国会会议的开始。公开演说是历来英国王室的重要职责。女王的第一次公开演说是2战期间英国对德国宣战第2年，14岁的伊丽莎白以公主身份向因战争流离失所的孩子发表演说。
My sister Margaret Rose and I feel so much for you, as we know from experience what it means to be away from those we love most of all.
She became monarch at 25 years old.
Is Your Majesty willing to take the oath?
For more than 7 decades, Queen Elizabeth II dedicated her life to her country.
纽约时报如此评论：在伊丽莎白二世作为君主的漫长岁月中，世界发生了翻天覆地的变化。在价值观不断变化的世界里，女王伊丽莎白二世试图将王室塑造为一个罕见的永恒堡垒，并加以保护。
The Queen also aimed to be a modern monarch and kept a busy public schedule for decades.
I would like the whole American people, North, South, East and West, to know how happy we are to be here.
She met with world leaders at home and abroad and traveled extensively.
What a genuinely warm welcome she got everywhere she went.
1,000-mile round-the-world tour to the far-flung domains of the Commonwealth, the first made by a reigning monarch.
Germany's warm welcome to Her Majesty and Prince Philip, the first visit by a British monarch for over 50 years.
Another royal tour, this time to Ghana.
A lightning visit to northern France.
Another port of call, another official welcome ahead.
On to New Zealand, with a Maori choir singing a welcome.
And as she experienced with her own parents, being a monarch often meant putting royal duties first. Just months after her coronation, Queen Elizabeth II set out on a massive round-the-world tour, whilst her children stayed behind in London.
She shook more than 13,000 hands. She gave 261 speeches. It was enormously ambitious and important because she wanted to be seen as the head of the Commonwealth.
She would travel year in, year out, right up until 2015. That year, she had returned to her one-time home with Prince Philip in Malta. This meeting of Commonwealth leaders would be her last trip overseas, shortly before her 90th birthday.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel enormously proud of what the Commonwealth has achieved, and all of it within my lifetime.
But while this queen had a commonwealth rather than an empire, she did have a significant position on the world stage. The world's politicians wanted to meet her. Prime ministers and presidents came and went, but this queen would remain. She walked a discreet political line. World leaders knew the value of an audience with Queen Elizabeth, the Queen. At times, she became the world's diplomat. At others, a healer of past wrongs, meeting leaders of countries who'd fought against the British Crown, even shaking hands with a former commander of the IRA, the group who'd killed members of her own family. And she welcomed the leader of communist China to the heart of the British monarchy, Buckingham Palace, as Britain opened up to the Far East.
During her reign, the Queen had more than a dozen prime ministers from all walks of political life.
I think that was one of the reasons for her success. She didn't alienate anybody by being politically partisan.
Whilst the Queen worked closely with all of her prime ministers, it was her subjects she took an oath to serve.
于是她走进人群。
What isn't there? Pictures. Did you draw? Thank you very much. That's very kind.
I think it proved very effective. And the whole course of the reign, I think, has been moving the Queen forward from being this very sort of distant figurehead to somebody that's more approachable.
她可以跟孙子哈利王子一起向美国总统下战书。
Prince Harry, remember when you told us to bring it at the Invictus Games?
Careful what you wish for. Boom.
Oh, really? Please.
Boom.
她可以跟柏林顿熊一起共进下午茶。
I always keep one for emergencies.
So do I. I keep mine in here.
Oh. 自25岁继承王位以来，伊丽莎白极少对外展现自我。每年由她亲自撰稿的耶诞谈话或特别谈话，是极少数能表达内心想法的时刻。尤其是女王在2020年4月的那场电视讲话。
The outbreak of coronavirus is now undeniably a global crisis and is now officially a pandemic.
While we have faced challenges before, this one is different. This time we join with all nations across the globe in a common endeavor. We will succeed, and that success will belong to every one of us. We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
最后一句 "We will meet again" 是二战时期军中情人维拉林恩的一首歌。你将永远记得女王所热爱的色彩缤纷的帽子，你也会永远记得她对柯基犬此情不渝。小女孩时抱着它们，登上王位时，柯基犬和她一起在白金汉宫奔跑，那是她唯一可以自由奔放的时候。她把王室职责放在了一切之上。 即使在夫婿菲利普亲王2021年4月辞世后，他因出行困难取消了一些公开活动，也缺席了今年的国会开幕大典。但是在人生倒数前2天，他还是完成了首相特拉斯的任命，让人不禁想起1977年女王在庆祝登基25周年的迎曦活动中所说的这番话。
When I was 21, I pledged my life to the service of our people, and I asked for God's help to make good that vow. Although that vow was made in my salad days when I was green in judgment, I do not regret nor retract one word of it.